This is Jim Starkweather, the publisher of Kitmaker Network and Armorama.com, and welcome to another episode of Cracking the Box. Today we have for you the new ammo, which is kind of like ammo of Mig Jimenez, but it's the ammo brand for kits. Their first release, the 1945 King Tiger limited edition in 1/35th scale. This is the stock number A.MiG 8500. And it's a 2-in-1 kit. This is March 1945 last version to July 1945 project, which obviously would be kind of a what if, or a tank found in construction phases, I assume. It says at the bottom here, Mit Inferat Scheinwerfer, or Scheinwerfer, I'm not sure, FG 1250, and maybe assuming that's to do with the gun? I don't know. I am not an expert about these things. So, as you know, seek more expert online references if you want to get some backstory or history on the tank, like Wikipedia. But they probably won't be able to find much. A lot of these subjects are pretty rare. There is a lot on the cover here, but it's mostly just disclaimer stuff. 8 different types of markings, 2 different types of gun barrels, 8 different painting schemes, photo etch and clear parts included, 2 radiator grills, types included, May 1945, July 45, link and length style tracks included, detailed static display, plastic model, and yeah, all standards. Hatches can be built either open or closed. That's my favorite. On the side of the box here, you can see some of the various painting options, and I'm sure MiG has paints available for these in sets. I haven't actually seen those yet, I don't believe, but they probably are out there. Oh, actually, I have seen some of these, but they're showing the King Tiger sets on these sides, but maybe some of those work for this. So, yeah, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at the parts count and what's in here. I apologize for the glare. Shiny plastic. Looks like we've got a 2-piece hull arrangement here. A lot of interesting detail here. The rotor gear slots and the kind of standard drop-in armor for the hatches is interestingly molded there. I know this kit was produced by a major manufacturer. I'm not sure which one. I think I might have said MiG before, but I think it might be Tacom. Or not MiG, excuse me. I might have said Meng before, but it may be Tacom. I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave that out there. You guys probably already know all that stuff anyways. But, suffice to say, this is made by one of the more newer premier armor manufacturers on the block. So the turret is a one-piece arrangement as well. I'm just going to take it out because I'm kind of curious. It's obviously similar kinds of construction where they're mostly showing essentially how it was put together at the factory. Might have done this for the different versions. I'm not sure. We might see 2 different turret tops here, but yeah, interesting. All right, so we've got some clear. We've got sprue there with lots of Commander's cupola and cupola. Actually, it's pronounced differently. There's a guy who's a historian. I've been putting up some of his videos on Facebook, but he goes by the name of... oh, now I forgot his name. Oh, come on, Jim. Brain, work. Anyways, but he's kind of a hobby historian and reads a lot. And I think he's got an anthropology degree or something. But he was talking about the definition, the correct pronunciation of the word cupola or cupola, and it wasn't either of those. So I was kind of like, oh, so we've all been saying it wrong for forever. Here's the lower part. Some interesting detail on the actual underside of the turret. That's definitely going all out there. Although, some of that's actually visible when you look at it from the side, I'm sure, or from underneath. And there's the top of the turret. There's a 1-piece plastic gun barrel here. We'll take a look at more of these in detail. Let me just go ahead and get them out and stop getting sidetracked. All right, so there's another one, and another one bites the dust. Some of these are sticking together. And yeah, you can see there's parts count-wise, there is a lot of sprues in here. The individual track links with some larger sections. This seems to be kind of the trend now, I'm noticing. I think we can probably credit or blame Tamiya for that. They did go ahead and wrap up the manual, which is nice, but that does include some photo etch and some decals. But we'll go ahead and, actually, let's take a look at the manual first. It'll give us a better idea about how these parts are going together. Hope everyone's having a good week. I'm trying to be productive here, obviously, getting as many videos done as I can. I promised some Zvezda videos, but as you can see, I lied. No, I decided to get this one out and also the new Revsys kit that we got. So there's the photo etch. It's just basically some grills and some smaller parts. Can't tell what those are, but again, some of the markings, decals that are including decals that are included. Include some nice two-color variations for the side unit indicators. All right, so we've got the manual, which is printed in very, very nice kind of semi-gloss print here. We've got a paint guide, I think. Yep. And that's got, lots of paint options here. So they show you the colors, the various MIG colors. There are only MIG colors, but I kind of, since they are the company that makes the paints, I can kind of see if they're going to make a kit. Yeah, they're not going to put other people's paints in. That kind of makes sense. But you can see there's a lot of different camo options here with the actual markings or decals that were included. This must be the Project. And that's a March 1945 version. That looks like one may be found in a factory. Where's the Project one? March 1945. Oh, July 1945. Okay, so this is maybe that tank, but out in the field, if it had made it out and was able to fight. All right, manual-wise, let's take a look. Parts overlay, nice. Ooh, I like these CAD-designed instructions. They're very, very good looking. You can see it basically starts with the upper hull showing different pieces being removed or kept on, actually. Yeah, upper hull. And even got this additional armor inset here, which is kind of interesting. I guess for showing the actual thickness of the vehicle if you're looking through any of the hatches, and not sure how much interior they provide, if any, with this, but that's kind of interesting that they went through that possibility. The interleaved road wheels going on with tracks. Track segment-wise, I think they're just showing, they didn't really show those going together, but obviously they're showing how the curved parts go around and connected to some of the straight parts, and so forth. And then we've got the completion of the lower hull for the most part, back section, mufflers, engine deck detail. So a lot of interesting choices for the kit. I'm not sure how much input they had it, but I'm guessing from some of these choices, these were modeler input, basically, to one of the major manufacturer who made this kit. Probably the person who created the CAD, obviously, for the parts, might have had either done their own work or suggested to their designers how they wanted this to go together, essentially. Of course, that's just a gut feeling, not a I know that for a fact kind of thing. All right, so then we've got the turret going together here with that. Oh, that's okay. That's the interior side. All right, so it is the interior details. Again, they're showing interior details that normally kind of wouldn't have been there. But I'm not seeing a whole lot more. Maybe they're thinking that if this kit had an interior option, or just, I guess, seeing through some of the various areas there. But it almost looks like it's kind of set up for a version with interior. Maybe that's already out there. But well, of course, we know that I believe Tacom hasn't released a King Tire with interior, right? So I might be wrong about that, but I thought that was the case. And I'm really trying to. I know I looked this up at one point to find out which one it was. But yeah, they're being really good and not giving out much detail, other than the fact that they list their address here. It does say made in China, obviously, but yeah, it's a well hidden secret. I'm not going to be the one to reveal it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the parts. Let's go ahead and look at the tracks first. As soon as I can figure out how to open this back out, there we go. So you can see the tracks are individual track links for these sections, the curved sections, obviously the rounded sections, the larger pieces here, and they look like they would go on pretty well, pretty easily. This is the new flat sprue, squared sprue system, so no roly sprue parts. And here's the road wheels. Nice detail again, top-notch looking production quality, not seeing any issues. Zero flash, basically. And reverse detail is really nice on these road wheels as well. No push pin marks, they're all on the actual sprues. I suppose that's maybe why, speaking technically, maybe why they adopted this flat sprue approach, because that, even though they could have, with the rounded sprues, created push pin things, it just makes it easier to kind of, to just put them in across the whole sprue without having to worry about, you know, oh, here we need to flatten it to put in a push pin ejector point. And, oops, I went the wrong way, but I still figured it out. Some of the side fenders, all in one piece, look very nicely molded with the additional steel reinforcement there is definitely raised quite a bit. There's one of those back engine deck sections. You can see that looks very nice with... can't tell if there's some texturizing there going on or not. Let me just take a quick look. No, it's pretty smooth. There is some minor texturizing going on the these side armor pieces, though. So I'm not sure what type of steel they use there, but it does look like it has a little bit of a texture. Tow ropes or tow cables on the side here look very nice. The hatches have, again, front and rear, top and bottom detail. The muffler, not sure what these parts are called that kind of wrap around the muffler, but they also have some pitting on them. Try to get all these in the photos, obviously, that'll be towards the end of this unboxing. So you can take a look at those if you want to see more detail up close. So interestingly, it looks like on this sprue, not sure how many of these could have been shared with another kit release, another King Tiger, obviously. But on this sprue, there's a two-piece barrel. I didn't look in the instructions, obviously, for the options there, but I'll actually do that just to kind of see if both barrels are used. Or this would indicate, though, that this part probably was, even though it's stamped ammo, probably was. No, well, they've got the section here again in the rear where it has the opening with the hatches. A lot of nice bolt detail there where the actual piece, I assume cast piece, fits in there. Muzzle brake here on the end, and again, nice production issue, no issues detected. So actually, before I forget to look at that, let's quickly just rush back to the manual here. Where is the turret going together? So two parts. This is like the breech area, I guess. What do you call the front section that the barrel goes into? I'm not sure. The slide, the gun slide. No, I'm just making that up. And okay, so they do show both barrels. So this one is the one piece, and this is the two piece, and they're not really saying which one is which in terms of which version you're making. But there obviously is that distinction there, and that's actually a 2, 3, 4, 5-piece barrel with all the pieces that go into the muzzle brake. So I'm just going to get that a little closer in case you guys want to see it. Alrighty, pushing on. Let's actually look at the hull since I kind of skipped over that. This one actually is sealed, not able to be opened and closed. All right, so stamps on here indicate no dates actually, but there's no manufacturer markings at all actually. And again, I don't know if this is basically the same as the major manufacturer release of the kit, or if it's changed at all in terms of this lower detail. I wouldn't think so. I mean, obviously the King Tiger Late War, so kind of just dry fitty looking at it. It definitely is going to need a little bit of tension there to get this to fall into place, but otherwise it looks like it's fitting in very nicely. There we go. It's got these little, I'm not sure, interesting. I'm not sure what the design was. There's some kind of rod that's running here, and there's also a kind of indentation. You can see that, right? But on the other side, the indentation and the point that seems to connect with it is in a different spot. So I'm not sure if that was was that maybe like an engine crank, like if they needed to start the engine from the side, like they used to do it from the rear, obviously, but maybe there's some kind of crank in there to turn it over or something. Just a guess, but my guesses are sometimes good. All right, so yeah, interesting that they did this kind of under bit here. This is for, I'm sure, one of the fan areas where you can paint this out black and it'll, it won't look like it just goes into nothingness. I'm not sure, I think they might have pieces for the under here as well for the other two sections. I believe I did see something like that on one of the sprues already. So, all right, so yeah, again, but the weld detail here looks really nice. Look at the photos, you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, hurry, don't take too long. People are going, should I just skip ahead to the photos? If you stayed with me this far, thanks. All right, so yeah, lots of little add-on detail parts here, some tools, jack, one of those crank rod things. I'm not seeing a whole lot there to actually jibber jabber about. Jibber jabber, I like that word, or phrase. All right, here's some of the rear armor and that frontal insert piece that goes on the, actually, kind of looks like it goes on the inside, but my goodness, they've got a weld section down there at the bottom. Interesting. So they're actually putting in the weld area that I think would go there. Or is that lining up this way? Huh. Yeah, I don't really know how that. I mean, I saw it going on the instructions, but it still doesn't make sense because it looks like it would actually cover up the machine gun port if you try to put it in there. But maybe I'm just not. I don't have the angles down right. Front mantlet's got some nice raised detail. I'm not sure if those are weld areas, and then they have weld areas on the side here, but these little pieces right here that I'm pointing at. Hatch, machine gun port, look nice, or the actual armor over the machine gun, which apparently is complete crap. In World of Tanks, you just shoot that. So I'm going to leave this one for photos because it's really just some small detail parts on there. The MG34 looks like a tripod mount for the MG34. Maybe if you want to put it up on the turret with a tripod mount. Same thing for this one. I'll just save this for photos. The cupola looks nice. And the clear, again, probably just mostly for the various visor windows and stuff. I don't see anything else there. And then this piece, which is the interesting one with the inside armor. Now, what's interesting, let me look at the way they did this. So, you can actually see some slight sink marks in here because of the detail they put on this side. So you're going to have to, if you really are worried about people looking up underneath, which I don't think they'd actually be able to get it. Well, I suppose if you turned it to one side, you might get a kind of up underneath look, so you might need to fix that. But yeah, interesting that they did all this interior electronics detail and such. The top section looks very nice. Welds look nice. Oh, there's that one piece. Well, not one piece, but the large single main barrel section. And I wonder why they didn't do both that way. Kind of interesting. Again, this may be that scenario where this was an add-on piece or this was a newly designed piece, and then they're using the existing sprues from the other kit for some of the other supporting pieces. But like I said, this is all just guesswork. I do not know. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at those photos, and then we will come back and conclude. Alrighty, well, I hope you enjoyed the photos for the new Ammo 1945 King Tiger and then 2-in-1 version. Panzerkampfwagen Tiger Offs B Henschel turret. And yeah, I'm pretty sure if you turn this all the way around, you are going to be able to see underneath that rear section there. So yeah, keep an eye on that. And you'd think that, I don't know, maybe that would be rather thin, unarmored section. Because who's gonna, I guess I suppose an infantry person might be able to shoot up into that with something, or attach a sticky bomb to it, or something. That probably would be like best case scenario if you're a Russian soldier running along one of these things trying to actually damage it. If it was pointing all the way over to one side, I'm sure the soldiers who actually took out tanks knew all the best weak spots to hit them in. But anyways, it looks like a very interesting release. I kind of wish I'd been looking at some of the more recent TACOM or Meng King Tiger releases just to kind of, so I would have a better reference point. But unfortunately, I've passed most of those on to other people and have not done one of those, I don't believe. So, somebody can make a liar out of me. Say, no, you did one right here. in which case I just plain forgot. But anyways, our thanks to Ammo for Ammo Mig for sending us this first kit of theirs, and I'm sure there will be many more coming out because this looks like it's going to build into a very nice King Tiger. If you haven't checked already, there's lots of build blogs on this. It's been out for a little while now, so take a look if you're looking for more information on it or examples of builds and so forth. We will have this one available to do as a project if someone's interested in doing a full build review or a build feature project on it, as well as we have some of the MIG paints and so forth. So if you'd like to do maybe a combination dealy with that, that would be great. And we will, well, yeah, let me do the whole spiel because, you know, I got to do the whole spiel. I can't just do a little of the spiel. Please leave comments and suggestions below in our comments area, whether you're on YouTube or our website. And please click that like button if you did like this video or like the kit, whichever. And you can do that on our website or on YouTube as well. And you can also subscribe if you're not subscribed on YouTube. And you can subscribe on KitMaker if you want to get a little more out of the website and turn off ads and do all sorts of stuff like that. And we will see you next time on Cracking the Box.